This video focuses on the Helmand civilization at its height, a Bronze Age society centered in what's now eastern Iran and parts of Afghanistan. From roughly 2800 to 2300 BCE, its main city, Shah-e-Sokhtar, was a major urban and economic power, yet it remains less studied than contemporaries like Mesopotamia or the Indus Valley. At its peak, it boasted a sprawling settlement, extensive trade networks, and technological innovations, all in a challenging desert environment. Here we'll explore its physical scale, economic foundations, technological achievements, regional connections, daily life, and the factors that sustained its prominence based on archaeological evidence. This is a deep dive into a forgotten player of the ancient world. Shah-e-Sokhtar, the core of the Helmand civilization, reached its maximum extent between 2800 and 2300 BCE. Covering over 150 hectares, about 370 acres, it ranked among the largest cities of the early Bronze Age. Located along the Helmand River in modern Iran's Sistan-Baluchistan province, it was strategically placed in a desert basin. The city was divided into functional zones, a residential quarter with mud brick houses, some 2 or 3 stories high, industrial areas with workshops, and a massive cemetery spanning 25 hectares. Population estimates range from 5,000 to 20,000 based on housing density and over 25,000 excavated graves. The layout featured broad streets up to 10 feet wide and a drainage system of clay pipes and channels, mirroring urban planning seen in the Indus Valley. Irrigation canals stretching miles from the river, watered fields in an arid climate where rainfall averaged less than 100 millimeters annually. Multiple building phases show continuous growth, with older structures buried under newer ones, indicating long-term stability. The Helmand civilization's power stemmed from a robust economy, blending agriculture, craft production and trade. At Shah-e-Sokhtar, workshops dominated the industrial sector. Excavations uncovered thousands of beads, turquoise, carnelian, agate and shell, produced in quantities suggesting specialization. One area yielded over 10 tons of flint debris from tool making, alongside bronze knives, awls and hooks smelted from local copper deposits. Pottery was prolific, with kilns firing standardized jars, bowls and cups, many painted with geometric motifs. These goods weren't just for local use, though fueled trade across vast distances. The city controlled the flow of lapis lazuli from Afghanistan's Badakhshan mines, a blue stone prized by Mesopotamian elites and found in Egyptian tombs over 2,000 miles away. Other exports included chlorite vessels, intricately carved with serpentine designs, and possibly textiles from flax grown in irrigated fields. Imports like conch shells from the Persian Gulf and obsidian from Anatolia reveal a trade radius exceeding 1,000 miles. This economic engine made Shah-e-Sokhtar a vital node in the Bronze Age world. Technological prowess marked the Helmand civilization at its peak. A standout find is a resin eyeball about 1.2 centimeters wide, with gold lines mimicking capillaries, discovered in a woman's grave dated to 2800 BCE. Likely fitted with straps, it's one of the oldest known artificial eyes, whether prosthetic or symbolic is unclear. Another artifact, a wooden board with 20 holes and clay counters, resembles early gaming boards, possibly a precursor to backgammon or a local strategy game. Medical skill appears in a trepanned skull, where a hole drilled into the bone shows regrowth, proving the patient lived post-surgery. Evidence of cranial knowledge rare for the time. Metallurgy thrived. Copper smelting and bronze alloying produced durable tools, with slag heaps indicating large-scale operations. Pottery kilns reached temperatures over 1,000 degrees Celsius, enabling mass production. Over 500 stone seals etched with grids or spirals hint at a proto-administrative system for tracking goods, though no script confirms literacy. Culturally, clay figurines, human and animal shapes, suggest ritual or artistic expression, while grave goods like jewelry and weapons reflect personal identity or status. At its height, Shah-e-Sokhtar wielded significant regional influence through trade and cultural ties. Its goods reached Sumerian cities like Ur and Uruk, 1,200 miles west, where Helmand pottery and beads appear in archaeological layers. To the east, 700 miles away, Indus Valley sites like Harappa and Mohenjo-Daro show similar finds, alongside shared urban traits, standardized bricks in the ratio of 4:2:1 and grid layouts, pointing to exchange or influence. Northward, lapis lazuli trade extended into Central Asia's Oxus civilization, suggesting a network spanning modern Turkmenistan. The Helmand people likely acted as middlemen, channeling resources like tin, critical for bronze, from Afghanistan to Western markets. Their chlorite vessels appear in Persian Gulf sites like Bahrain, tied to the Dilmun culture over 500 miles south. This reach didn't involve military dominance, no weapons caches or fortifications appear, but economic clout. Smaller settlements in the Helmand Basin mimic Shah-i-Sokhtar's style, hinting at a cultural sphere, though political control remains unproven. Daily life at Shah-i-Sokhtar's peak was organized and varied. Agriculture relied on irrigation, growing wheat, barley, grapes and lentils, with carbonized remains confirming a diet of bread, porridge and possibly wine. Livestock included sheep, goats and cattle, providing meat, wool and hides. Bones show slaughter patterns favoring young animals. Housing ranged from single-room homes, 10 by 10 feet, to larger compounds with courtyards, suggesting wealth differences. Residential zones held 80% of the city's footprint, with homes built of sun-dried bricks, some plastered or painted. Craft areas buzzed. One workshop had over 1,000 unfinished beads, while another processed wool into thread. The cemetery, with over 25,000 graves, offers clues. 60% contained goods, pottery, tools, necklaces, indicating belief in an afterlife, though no temples suggest centralized religion. Infant burials under house floors hint at family rituals. Osteological studies show a mixed population. Men average 5'6" inches, women 5'2" inches, with dental wear from gritty food but few signs of violence, implying stability. The Helmand civilization's power depended on mastering its environment. The Helmand River, fed by Afghan snowmelt, flowed stronger then, with pollen records showing wetter conditions than today's 80 to 100 millimeters of annual rain. Canals, some 10 miles long, distributed water to fields, with silt layers proving regular maintenance. Mud brick walls and roofs suited the dry climate, while hearths in homes burned dung and wood. Charcoal finds confirm fuel management. Summer heat hit 120 degrees Fahrenheit, yet shade and ventilation in homes mitigated it. Trade offset local limits. No timber grew nearby, but imported cedar from Iran's uplands appears in graves. This balance, water control, resource imports and adaptation, sustained Shah-i-Sokhtar's peak, though later aridity may have strained it. From 2800 to 2300 BCE, the Helmand civilization, anchored by Shah-i-Sokhtar, was a Bronze Age powerhouse. Its vast city, thriving economy and technical skill rivaled bigger names, built on trade and ingenuity in a desert. Over 150 hectares housed thousands, linked to markets 2,000 miles away, with artifacts like artificial eyes and bronze tools marking its sophistication. Less documented than Mesopotamia or the Indus Valley, it shows how a connected society could dominate quietly. Its story, pieced from ruins and relics, deserves more attention. Leave a comment if you want deeper dives into ancient worlds. Subscribe, and I'll see you next time.